Hi Sanjana, how are you?
Hi Vaishnavi, I'm doing well. How about you?
Good, I'm good. You're from a textile background. What made you shift into real estate?
So it's true that I am a textile engineer, and my main business was textiles. We got into real estate because we found that there's a need for affordable housing here.
TNCD falls in the affordable as well as premium segment. How did you choose this segment?
So when we entered the market in 2010, there were already a lot of developers that were focusing on premium housing and luxury housing. And we found out that there were no developers that were building apartments under 40 lakhs. So we thought that is the segment that we should focus on. So when we entered the real estate space, we wanted to build homes that were at 5 lakhs ticket price so that everyone can own a home.
What was that first project? What was your journey like?
First project that we did is called Garden City. It's located in Vedapatti. It's a big township project, over 10 acres of land, 1,356 homes. And today, 4,000 people live there, and it's become its own ward. It's a revolutionary project, and that was a stepping stone into real estate. Since then, we've done many projects. So Mega City is our first high-rise project. It's got 13 floors. It is in the heart of the city on Kamaraj Road, connecting both Trichy Road and Avanashi Road. And it's become a landmark on this Kamaraj Road. So it's a very special project. It took us 90 days to construct each high-rise tower. So we just handed over that project in 2025. Our TNCD Square is located right in front of Mega City, and it's a great example of the work that TNCD has done. We are starting our 27th project this week.
So for a first-time home buyer, there's a lot of emotions involved because it's a lifetime savings they're putting into their first home. நிறைய expectations இருக்கும். இதெல்லாம் நீங்க எப்படி fulfill பண்றீங்க சஞ்சனா?
ஒரு வீடு வாங்குறது it's a family decision. It's the biggest investment that you can make in your life. We are very conscious of that. It has to be in a prime location that's convenient for them. And more than anything else, the home must be of the highest quality standards that last forever.
How do you manage this costing for the kind of quality you're providing?
See, we're very conscious that it's important to be affordable. So one way that we can manage the costs is by efficiently managing our projects. We ensure that we complete our projects on time or ahead of time so that the customers don't have that rent and EMI burden. Typically, real estate projects run between 3 to 5 years. We manage our projects between 18 months to under 2 years. So what's helping us manage our projects so efficiently is that, and now we're using precast construction technology. We're also exploring to see modular construction technology. So that helps us keep the costs down.
Can construction be a little sustainable? Is that an angle we can think of in the future?
Definitely. I think it's very important to be sustainable. In fact, countries like Singapore are very ahead in sustainability. 70% of the construction is actually precast construction technology. And that's one of the reasons that we've gone into precast construction technology. So all the construction happens in a factory-controlled environment, and there's very little construction happening at the site. There's only assembly and of panels happening at the site because you don't want any pollution happening in the heart of the city.
Especially Coimbatore, they think Coimbatore is going to be the next Bangalore. So what is your take on that?
Coimbatore has great weather throughout the year. We have fantastic educational institutions, and the quality of life in Coimbatore is just amazing. So Coimbatore is kind of behind Bangalore and Pune, but we can see that it is emerging as an IT destination. Today, 50 plus GCCs have their offices in Coimbatore. When we entered the real estate space, the commercial office space was under 1 million square feet. Today, the commercial office space is 8.7 million square feet. And in 2030, it's expected to grow to 20 million square feet. More jobs will be created, more housing will come in, and definitely Coimbatore will be on the map in India as close to a tier 1 city.
Going from one project to 27 projects is not easy. So in this journey, who has been your biggest inspiration?
The biggest inspiration in my life is my grandfather. So my grandfather is the person who started the KG group. When we were very young and cool kids, my grandfather always called me and my cousin Kirutika and said, I want you to build this KG group like the Tatas and Birlas of India. And it didn't make any difference to him. We were girls or we were boys. He believed in women empowerment. I think he's the number one influential person in my life.
As an entrepreneur, what is your biggest learning so far? And what is that one thing you would not want to repeat as an entrepreneur?
Definitely, the biggest learning was our first project. We entered the real estate business with a massively big project, Garden City, with thousands 1,356 homes. If I had to do it again, I would have started small with a project with 100 homes maybe and learned my way up. That was my biggest learning, and that is probably the biggest thing that I would change in my entrepreneurial journey.
So I think as entrepreneur, clarity of goal is very important. So how do you have that kind of clarity?
That's a very good question. So as an entrepreneur, I think the number one thing that we need to do is have a clear vision. And we always set these 5-year goals. So we had a vision 2020, a vision 2025, and today we have a vision 2030. So that gives not just me, but the entire organization a clarity on the roadmap ahead. That's the number one thing that we look at. The number two thing is making sure you get the right people on board. Right from the first project that we did, we ensured that we build a strong team. The entire leadership team and the management, everybody is aligned to the vision of the organization.
So now as an entrepreneur, there is goals that you set, and sometimes you're able to achieve the goals. Sometimes we are not able to get that. What has been your motivation so far in this journey?
The motivation has always been our purpose. We know what a big difference that we make to families. Many of our customers being first-time home buyers, and that's our number one focus, our customer and making their lives better. And I get most of my learning from books. I think the first business book that I read was Jim Collins' Good to Great. So when I got into this real estate business, my uncle told me that this is the book that you should read. He said, you're like the bus driver and you should know what the destination is. You're driving the bus and it's important to get the right people in the right seat on your bus. So I think those were really good words of wisdom, and I seek a lot of inspiration from this book.
From one project a year to 5 projects in a single year, how did that transition happen and how do you handle that pressure?
We've definitely built our team over the years. We started from scratch, just one person to 150 members strong team. From delivering one project a year to delivering 5 projects a year, we've really scaled up. And one of the reasons is having that team in place and having all the structure in place so that we can execute our projects well.
How do you handle failure?
There has been a lot of failures. I think we've only learned from the mistakes that we've made. I think 1% better is what we are always constantly aiming towards. But one of the features of my leadership and our company's culture is discipline. So discipline and consistency. I think that's very important. Connect every morning at 9 a.m. for the daily check-in calls. We connect every evening at 5 p.m. for a checkout call. Weekly meetings with every team member, monthly meetings, town hall meeting that the entire organization attends. There's radical transparency in the organization. Everybody from top to bottom knows what the vision is, what our goals are for the year, where we stand.
How are you always calm in between a storm? How do you balance everything and still be as professional and as calm as you are?
I think it really helps that I'm part of the 5 a.m. club. I wake up every morning at 5 a.m. and take care of my health and fitness, and I do meditation. I think all that helps me stay calm and structured.
Sanjay, you spoke about the 5 a.m. club. Do you feel it really makes a big impact to the way you function? What is your advice?
I think the most successful people are part of the 5 a.m. club. Getting up at 5 a.m. and having that time to yourself to do your meditation or do your workouts really helps you get the discipline to manage your day. I would recommend it to everybody. I think one of the secrets to waking up early is to winding down and going gadget free in the night. A lot of people are addicted to their phones. Having that time to wind down is important.
Your first set of customer interaction, how was it and what was the learnings from the interaction you had with your first customer?
First project that we did was Garden City, and when we publicly launched that project in 2013, we didn't have any sales team. We recruited 50 college students. We had actually 1,000 customers stand in line for this launch, and we had that experience of selling 200 apartments in a single day. Without any real sales experience. All of them were first-time home buyers, and they were buying 1 BHK apartments at 7 lakhs, 2 BHK apartments at 11 lakhs. Everyone was really excited to buy their first home, and people wanted only north-facing and east-facing homes. I think listening to the customers is very important. We're constantly listening to them and changing our projects to suit their requirements and needs.
So TNCD is now based primarily out of Coimbatore. Can we see it becoming a pan-India brand?
We do want to become one of the top 10 real estate developers in India. Currently, our focus is Coimbatore, but we do see ourselves expand to first the rest of Tamil Nadu and then the rest of India as well.